Hello and welcome. Thank you for the person who requested I do this today. I actually realised I have a lot of Little Mermaid things. My thing just fell off the wall. If you've just randomly clicked on the video and haven't read the title, I'll be making the Little Mermaid dress where she is in the boat. I went on a trip to get my fabric, and when I was out I found this. I'm just going to leave this to your own opinion. First, I wrapped my skirt fabric around my waist to measure the waistband that I will need. Took it off, made a rectangle, cut it out, folded it over, sewed it together and pulled it through, and then ironed it, and you should have your waistband. Then spread the rest of the fabric out using my llama slippers. Then I sat on it, measured where I wanted it to reach my waist and my half lay by my ankle bit. Drew a really long line, cut it out, hemmed the bottom. After I pleated it so it fitted into the line of the waistband. I then sewed the waistband and the pleated fabric together and sewed the elastic together. After I folded the skirt over and sewed it together, and then I had a skirt like this. Next, using the same fabric as the skirt, I cut a big rectangle out and sewed the two long sides inward. I then folded the two ends in till they met and then sewed them together. I then gathered up the middle so it looks like this, and I hand sewed it while watching into the making of Frozen 2. Wow, those people are skilled. After realising that the bow actually had those dangling bits at the back, I had to cut out 4 of these pieces, sewed 2 together, folded it inside out and then ironed it, and then hand sewed them on to the next episode of Frozen 2. Now the next clip you're going to be like, why did you put that in? And it's because I haven't had a takeaway in 3 months and I'm really excited to eat this corn on the cob. Carrying on, I grabbed Pea Head and I draped my under t-shirt fabric onto her and then cut out a more workable size that I could work with. I then made a neckline and hemmed it, took it off Pea Head and folded it in half to make sure it was symmetrical. I then cut off the bottom a bit more because you're going to have the bodice, so you don't need to make a full-size t-shirt, and cut out 2 armholes, and it should look something like this. I then sewed the 2 sides and the 2 shoulder bits together. I then started on the sleeves. I have no idea how to make sleeves, so I recommend watching a video of how to make sleeves before you just go for it like me. And so I just measured all of my arm and I measured it onto the fabric, and then I can't even tell you what I did, but I just somehow got to this shape. I just kept on folding it in half and trying it on, and then just keep adjusting it until it was perfect. And I pinned it and sewed it onto my shirt, and then somehow I had like a half shirt. I don't even know how I got to this because I just winged it. And then I went on a kitty dog. Look how cute. I'm tempted to make a Cruella de Vil outfit. I'm not going to make it a puppy though, like the shop from earlier. Finally, we are making the bodice. I drew out an outline sort of like on my Aurora costume. I couldn't find my ruler, so I had to use the tea bags. After drawing and cutting out everything, I got to this sort of design for my body. I made a complete same set. I sewed each individual bits onto each other, folded them inside out and then ironed them down, and it came to something like this. I then sewed all the pieces together except for the back 2. I inserted a zip. I sewed it together. This is the actual first time I've made a zip, but somehow I ended up with something like this. After grabbing Pea Head again, I put my undershirt and my bodice over the top and then pinned them together because I'm going to sew them together to make like a t-shirt-y top that I can just put on all in one. At this point in the day, I really could not be bothered, so I sat on the sofa and I watched really expensive dogs being washed in Monaco, and it made me really happy. And then I sewed it together. So it turns out it's really messy and I didn't have enough hairspray to do the back on my head, so I just had to do the front, so don't look at the back.